Anywhere you go, pray. Wherever you find yourself, pray. Well, except on train tracks. Don't pray on train tracks. It can be so easy throughout our day to forget to pray, but regardless of where we are, night or day, we pray. Prayer gives us strength in our day to be a good Muslim, to obey the one who holds sway on all we do today and every day. So pray, brothers and sisters, pray. No matter who's watching you, no matter what they think, feel, or say, we pray. To the believers I convey that it is to Allah we pray. It is He who shows the way when we drift far away. Yeah, that's all the poetry I could come up with for this video. Originally, the plan was to shoot some cool footage, to edit it up real nice, do the sound mix and everything, and then recite someone else's poetry, because I figured it's about prayer. There's got to be tons of poetry about prayer out there, right? But I only found one poem that actually had any rhythm to it, and it went like, "You're missing Fajr at the start of the day. You're tortured and you have no say. Not reading Salah will lead you to hell, surrounded by serpents in a deep well." And I was like, whoa, that is not the tone I'm going for this video. So I just abandoned my search right there and wrote my own poetry, and that's why you had to hear those awful sounds that I call poetry. But hey, if there's any awesome poets out there, I'd love to collaborate with them. Anyway, the thing I actually want to talk about today is praying anytime, anywhere. Because there's a lot of people I personally know who are so afraid of judgment from other people that when they're in a public space or they're around non-Muslim friends or colleagues, they'd rather just not pray and miss their Salah instead of praying in front of people. And that makes me really sad, because they're doing it on an act of worship that we perform solely for Allah. Like, the worst thing I've ever had happen to me when praying in public is I was down in sujood and this little old white lady comes over and she stands over me and she stands over there for a second, and then she's like, "Sir, are you all right? Sir, is everything okay?" And then of course she realized what was going on, and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to have a deeper spiritual connection here. Like, stop talking to me," right? But that's actually the worst thing that's ever happened to me when praying in public. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. So when you're faced with a situation where you got to choose between praying in front of people or missing Salah, then the choice you're really making is whether to please people or to please Allah. And you always want to be on the side of the all-powerful. Like, you don't want to be annoying about it. You don't want to be a nuisance to people, like praying in these places. I was actually super annoying when I first started to pray in public. About 4 years ago, when I first moved to the US, I was super concerned about what other people thought. And I didn't want people to see me pray in public, because I didn't want to be that guy bobbing his head up and down in public, you know, touching his face to the floor. Because let's be honest, if you're not familiar with the Muslim prayer, it looks really weird. And I didn't want to be that guy. So I would always find these super secluded places out remote in the middle of nowhere to pray in. Then one day, I was on campus heading out to my remote place where nobody could see me pray, and this Muslim girl walked in front of me. And I don't remember what she looked like, but I remember she was wearing this distinct white hijab. And I thought to myself, like, here's this girl who's leaving her house every single day, basically shouting out to the world that she's Muslim without saying a single word. And here I am, so worried about what other people thought about me being Muslim, that I'm going way out of my way just to hide my Muslim identity. So I thought to myself, like, I really need to be more like her. I need to be more like that girl. And I grabbed my prayer rug, went out to the biggest square I could find on campus, sat down, my prayer rug right there in the middle. I'm like, I'm gonna pray right here where everybody can see me. And I did that for a little while, and it must have been so annoying for anybody who's encountered me, like, but in the end I realized that I was still doing it for other people and not for the sake of Allah. And praying to build a stronger relationship with Allah, regardless of what people might think, is why we pray. So no matter who you're with, where you are, whether your friends are Muslim or not, take a minute away and go pray. Because at the end of the day, We're here to please the creator and not the creation. If you found this video useful, please share it with somebody you can help, and I will see you next time. Assalamu alaikum.